Hey kids, how you doing? I hope you're having a great day. It's Friday, and that's sometimes a fun day. It gets you ready for the weekend, and a lot of times the weekends are pretty darn fun. And again, I hope you're all doing well. You're spread out in a lot of different places. Some of you are pretty far away, and so it's fun for me to share some stories with you. I wish we were all together and we could just have fun together. Maybe go up to the cabin and play up there. That would be so much fun. But I love you all, and I hope you're having a good day. Now, we all know the Johnston family has moved to Puerto Rico, and they're practicing their Spanish. And so Papa has been learning Spanish. And so I'm going to talk to the Johnstons in Spanish, and I want to see if they can understand what I'm saying. And maybe the rest of you can see if you can understand Papa's Spanish, okay? And then after we do that, we have another book to read, and I'll do that. It's about Clifford, and so we'll go ahead and have another story. So we'll be here for a few minutes, okay? And I'll speak up good. And Lily, are you okay? Can you hear Papa? Lily and Parker and Gemma and Lucy. Maybe Lucy's listening too, and maybe Levi. Levi, can you hear Papa? And then we've got the Johnstons. Okay. Which is Laura. I guess Janae might be listening too. Janae, are you there? And Caleb and Elise and Isaac? Well, I hope you're all doing well. Well, here goes. I wrote up some things I want to say in Spanish. So everybody listen and see if you can understand Papa's Spanish. I've been trying to learn Spanish. So I'm going to start talking in Spanish and see if you can understand what I'm trying to say, okay? Here we go. Do you wanto to go outside-o and playo with ball-o with papa-o? Oh, they're doing pretty good there. Do you understand what I said? Oh, my mustache is coming a little bit loose. So I'll say it again. Want to go outside-o and play-o with papa-o. And then, so I'm learning Spanish. I'm getting better. The other thing I wanted to do is sometimes you go to a restaurant and you need to order. So I've been trying to if I go to Puerto Rico, I could order in Spanish. So here, listen to my order. I would like-o, to order-o, pizza-o, with salad-o, and please-o, give me an milkshake-o. Did I do pretty good? I want to hear from the Johnstons if they think I'm picking up the language pretty good. So if I go to Puerto Rico, I'll just blend right in. Everybody will think I lived there all my life. But I'm learning Spanish and I'm getting better at it. So maybe the Johnstons can tell me if my Spanish is getting pretty good. That would be fun. And maybe you could try to understand what I was saying. So let's get started with El Storio. And it's about Clifford-o, the Firehouse Dog-o. So we're going to learn a little bit about Clifford again. Are you ready? Okay. Here it starts out. There's Clifford, and he's looking at pictures of his family. Look how big the picture is compared to good old Clifford. Says, "Hi, my name is Emily Elizabeth." There's Emily Elizabeth. And this is my dog, Clifford. Look at that. He is so huge. Clifford is not the oldest in his family, but he's the biggest. See, there's a picture of his family, and he's the biggest. Last week, Clifford and I went to the city to visit Clifford's brother. His name's Nero. Remember that? Clifford knew the way. Look at that. She gets to ride him, and look at all the cars. He just goes like he's a car. And there's Emily, Elizabeth. And Clifford is taking them right where they're supposed to go. Nero lives in a firehouse. Look at the people up in the roofs. Can you see it? Oh, looks like somebody's sleeping. And they're looking out the window up there. He is a fire rescue dog. Do you see Nero? There's Nero. Nero is a fire rescue dog. Can you see him okay? And there's Clifford. He found the fire station where his brother works. I asked the firefighters if Clifford could help them. Look at the firefighters. And there's Clifford. Do you see the fire engine in the background? They thought he was the right color for the job. Does Clifford look a little bit like a fire engine? Wow. Just then, a group of school children came in for a fire safety class. Do you see the kids from school? They showed up. And there's Nero. And they're going to teach about how to be safe if there happens to be a fire. Okay, let's see what else happens. Well, my mustache is getting a little bit loose. Okay, it says fire safety rules. And there's Nero. He's pointing to what you're supposed to do. Nero showed them what to do if their clothes caught on fire. So there he is, and he's showing them what to do. And it says to smother the flames, you do 3 things. You stop, you drop, and you roll. Wow. And you do that until the fire's out. So if your clothes ever got on fire, you're not supposed to run. You're supposed to stop, drop to the ground, and roll, and it'll put out the fire. Well, Clifford thought that he could do that, and so he repeated the lesson for the class. Do you see all the kids? And there's Nero, and there's Emily Elizabeth. Oh boy, and there is Clifford. Look at that. So, Clifford shows them how to do it. Do you see him? They're watching him. Uh-oh, they're getting scared a little bit. He stops. That's Clifford. He's stopping. Uh-oh. Then he drops. Whoa, when he drops, it's sort of a big deal. Probably creates a little bit of an earthquake. And then he rolls. Up, look at all that fruit. And the people that he's rolling. He's showing them how you could do it. He's not on fire, but he's showing them. Up, he rolled a little bit too far. He sort of smashed their carts a little bit. And look at the school kids. They're like, oh my, and there comes Emily Elizabeth. You see her coming? Wow. Just then, guess what happened? We heard the siren. There was a fire. That's what that meant. Do you see the fire truck leaving the station? Yeah. Oh my. And so Clifford got up. And they heard the siren. Have you ever heard the siren of a fire truck? Nero stayed to guard the children and make sure they were safe. But you know what? Clifford and Emily took off to help with the fire. Look at that. Clifford, and look at Emily hanging on. Clifford is really running, and he got ahead of the fire truck, and he's stopping traffic in the intersection so the fire truck can drive right through. So look at Clifford, and he's stopping the cars so the fire truck can keep driving. Smoke was pouring from the top floor of a tall building. Clifford pushed the crowd back to help him be safe. So he's telling him, you need to stay back. Uh-oh, look at some of the smoke coming out of the tall building. And there's Clifford making sure the people are a safe distance away. He saw some people in trouble. Oh, look way up high. Do you see some people? They're a little bit nervous, huh? You see the smoke? And there's Clifford. So he saw the people in trouble, and look what's happening. The fire truck. Everybody's getting out of the fire truck. And do you see on top of the fire truck is a ladder and a thing to squirt water? Water helps put out a fire, huh? Clifford helped with the rescue. Look what he did. Those people that were upstairs, he puts out his hands so he can help them, and they jump onto his hands, and he's going to put them down safely. Isn't that nice of Clifford? Oh my. And look at the fire people. They're holding a trampoline in case anybody fell. They'd fall on a trampoline. You guys have seen trampolines, huh? Well, the fire people keep them to help with tall buildings so people, if they have to, can jump and land in a trampoline. Oh, but something else happened. Guess what it was? The heavy hose. See all that hose in the back of the fire truck? It was a little bit too heavy for the firemen to unload it. So Clifford grabbed onto the hose and he pulled it out. Do you think Clifford's pretty strong? I think he's real strong. He grabbed it with his teeth, must have been careful not to puncture the hose, and he pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled the hose out. That made the firefighters really happy because they needed that hose. But then they went over to the fire hydrant and they have to turn on the water. And they have a big wrench they're pulling on. And the nut was stuck. It wasn't budging. And look at them pulling and pulling on that wrench. And it's not opening the fire hydrant. But thank goodness Clifford was there. He put the big wrench in his mouth and he opened it up so the water could go into the hose and go over to the building that was on fire. Then he helped them get the smoke out of the building. Do you see him reaching up and making a hole in the roof so all the smoke can go out? Sort of like a chimney. All the smoke can go out. And so Clifford, look how big he is. He reached up there and he made a hole in the roof for the smoke to go. But then the firefighters were calling for more water. We need more water. Well, guess what? Clifford noticed there was a water tower on the building next to them. And a water tower keeps like a big jar of water, really big. And it helps make sure there's plenty of water for that building. So he picks up the water tower and look at the building. What's he gonna do picking up that big thing of water? Oh my, look what he did. He pours the water out of it and pours it right into the flames. He's gonna put out the fire. Look at that. He's being really helpful, huh? Well, that's so nice. That's so nice. Then he helped clear the building with smoke. He's blowing in through a window. And all the smoke is leaving. Do you see now it's getting clear? Yeah, you can see it's getting clear up there. All the smoke. Look at all that smoke going out the back window because he's blowing in the front. Do you think Clifford's helping out? I think he's helping out a lot. When the fire was out, Clifford made sure that the firefighters got out safely. Look at him. Do you see the firefighters in his arm? And he's reaching in and he's grabbing. Do you see that? Look at that. And there's a fireman up on the ladder, so tall. But look at Clifford. He is grabbing them and helping them. He's going to just put them all in his arms. Look at that. Did the firemen look happy? Yeah, I think they look really happy. Look what Clifford is doing. Oh my, guess what Clifford did next? He gave them a special ride with Emily back to the firehouse. The fire station where their fire truck is. Do they look happy? I think they're like, oh my, and there's some of the people from the class, and there's his little brother Nero welcoming them back from being out on a fire alarm. Well, Clifford was a hero. The fire chief made him an honorary fire rescue dog, just like his brother Nero. Look at, they're all cheering, and there's the fire chief giving him a nice honorary fire rescue dog. And there's Nero. Looks like he'd give him a little kiss, saying, so proud of you. And there's Emily Elizabeth giving Clifford a hug. Well, isn't that a fun story? It's called Clifford the Firehouse Dog. Well, I hope you enjoyed the story, and I hope you are learning maybe a little bit of Spanish. I'm trying to learn, so if I go to Puerto Rico, nobody will know that I don't just live there. So, I'll say a little bit more Spanish. I hopo el uo, el have a, el wonderful el deo, and I hopo you el feel o, very loved and I hope you always smile oh, look at my mustache, it's coming off a little bit. So I love you, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope you liked the El Papa O El Storio. I love you.
I love you so much.
Bye.